Hey everyone, it's Andy from Andy and Bob's Small Engines. So I took this guy apart and carb cleaned him. I mean, it doesn't look super great, but it wasn't super bad to begin with. So I'm not really worried about it. There wasn't any gunk in there or whatever. There was a little bit on the intake there. That screen looked okay under there. So it's actually a really simple carb. I could understand being able to adjust them. It might be kind of tricky, but the overall setup of this thing for 1967 is pretty good. You got your little guide pins there, and then I'll just have the 5 screws to put it back, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I got all 5 screws back in there. Now let's work on getting this thing back into the actual chainsaw. So the first thing you got to do is get these guide pins back in here along with the gasket here. The gasket that I had on there wasn't in too bad a shape, so I'm just going to reuse it and see if it works. If I were you, though, I would replace the gasket. It's just kind of hard to get parts for these. You might have to make your own. Okay, so the carb's back on there. The only thing you've got to watch when you do it is you've got your throttle linkage under here. You have to hook up first. Make sure your pin for the choke is in there correctly so you can hit that correctly, and then you got to make sure that you hook up your fuel linkage and put your guide pins in first. Don't slide them in after. And then all that's left to do is to put your 2 bolts in, put your filter on, and the cover. Okay, got my 2 bolts in. Now I'm just going to put the cover back on here and set this guy back on and slowly tighten this. The only trick is with these is my gas cap has been over tightened over the years, so it will interfere with this. So you have to back that off just a smidge, and I would recommend using a large flathead for this because it is a pretty large spot. But there we go. Get her down. I got this saw off somebody down in Central Ohio. That's where I'm from. And it was not in this condition when I got it, although it's pretty darn clean on the inside anyway. The outside needed some work, but we have gotten it pretty well cleaned up. It came with this like really cool original bar cover, and yeah, so we're getting there. I like cleaning them up and kind of testing them and everything before I do anything with them, so before I try to get them started. So thanks for watching, guys.